Hello and welcome to my Zalcano Guide. This guide will be broken down into 3 parts. First, a quick explanation of the boss, followed by an in-depth explanation of the boss, all his mechanics, and everything you need to know, because the loot does scale off your performance. And then my loot tab from 500 kills, as well as my experience getting those last 500 kills. Let's get into it. Minimum requirements are completion of Song of the Elves and a pickaxe. You will find the entrance to Zalcano next to the southeastern bank. Head down and look for a world that has less than 5 people. Once inside, you'll find 4 rock formations in each of the corners of the room. One of them will be glowing. Mine from that. At the east, there will be a furnace, and the west, an altar. Head inside, mine the glowing one to get at least 5 rocks. Process them at the furnace, process them again at the altar, and then throw them at the boss, preferably inside blue circles to do extra damage. Once the armor's been removed, you can now mine the boss. You'll likely have to do this whole process 3 to 4 times per kill. Kills taking around 4 to 6 minutes each, and then you can loot the boss. Loot here works in a very unique way. The quantity of the drop you will receive depends on your performance throwing and mining, as well as the person with the highest performance receiving a bonus drop. You'll know if you got the bonus drop if you get the ashes. Now for the detailed explanation so you can make the most out of your time here. This will be broken down into gear and inventory, boss abilities, finding a world and team, tips while fighting, and then extras, such as how pathing and RuneScape works in general. This gear on screen here is considered to be the best in slot setup for Zalcano, using a crystal pickaxe, an elven signet, which reduces the charges used by 5%. We've broken the full graceful set for Varrock armor and HP cape and a regen brace, which bonuses stack. Other items have been used to either reduce rate or give prayer bonus, so that we can keep the pickaxe special attack up for as long as possible, as well as a phoenix necklace that restores the player's HP to 30% of their maximum if they drop below 20%. You could swap this out for a prayer bonus necklace if you wished though. Other gear to consider could be full graceful, although I'd not recommend this because even the lowest level of Varrock armor will give you double ores occasionally, and full prospector is not really worth it either. All mining XP drops in there are 35. With one piece, every second hit is a 36. With full prospector, however, every hit is a 36, but you are losing a lot by equipping this set. For the inventory, I recommend a teleport crystal, either eternal or the regular ones, crafting cape or house teleports, so you can restore your stats after each kill. Potentially the bank is quite close, you may not need this. A rune pouch lets you store 3 of the rune drops, saving space. Crystal shards will stack up, as well give it a placeholder. Sour brews, staminas, and potentially phoenix necklaces are the only other items I would bring. Once you're used to the boss's mechanics, the HP cape and the regen brace alone will out-regen the damage, and you're really just taking supplies for when you mess up. Moving on now to the boss's mechanics. Occasionally she will shoot at the glowing rock formation, moving it to another one. If you are standing next to the glowing rock when this attack hits, you can take over 25 damage. If you move to this new one, you probably won't have to move again. This ability has the longest cooldown of her mechanics. Next, probably her most common mechanic, is the rock fall. She'll stomp the ground, rocks will fall, you're going to have to dodge these, as they hit for 40 to 50 damage each. There is also a second mechanic when she stomps, which drops rocks on you which instantly hit you. This is unavoidable. Next, she will periodically spawn demonic symbols on the ground. The red symbols periodically do increasing damage over time. You want to be avoiding these. They also drain your run. The blue circles, however, empower the rocks that you will throw at her, increasing their damage significantly. Lastly, she occasionally summons a golem. Upon reaching her, will restore 50 of her shield, but if killed, will drop for one player 18 to 24 blue rocks to throw. Doing the most damage doesn't necessarily guarantee you the loot from this golem though. Here's an example kill of Zalcano. So I teleported to the bank, bank my stuff, teleport house, and then run there from the crystal teleport. I'm returning to a world that I was already in. Ideally, you would only need 3 players to kill this boss if you have a crystal pickaxe and 90 plus mining, but most of the time you're just going to hop worlds until you find a group of 2 to 3 players and join them, and people will join you from there. If they say they're full, be courteous, find another world. I'm a little late returning here. You can see the boss's armor has already been half taken off, so I'm going to try and do my part. I'll still get KC, even though I've shown up late. Even showed up as late as only being here for the 3rd phase and still gotten credit, so it's worth jumping in. They've removed the armor, we start mining, crystal pickaxe spec. It's impossible to kill this boss faster than 3 phases. The first phase she'll only go down to 620 armor at most. You can see that we didn't quite get that far. Second phase down to 240, and third phase you can kill it thereon. After mining, she stands up. If you don't move away fast enough, you get stunned, as we just saw that green player there. We go mine from the red rock. Pay attention to rocks falling, or her shooting at the red rock. Or that, I guess. I found resources that say you want to mine 30 rocks divided by the amount of players you have. So in a 4-man, it would be 7 to 8 each. Personal experience, I would say mine at least 5 if you're falling behind, but ideally get between 8 to 10, and you'll be able to throw the additional ones while you wait here. Make sure you save at least 5 or 6 for when the circles do spawn though. Every time you go to Smith or to the altar or throw rocks, you pretty much can be expected to be dodging at least one set of falling rocks. So you may as well have your mouse in the location you're going to move to handle the mechanic. Most of the time when you move back to the red rocks after she's just stood up, you're going to have to dodge her throwing the thing. About 80% of the time, you're going to get that and not have enough rocks to smelt. When these demonic circles spawn, if one is just spawned in front of you, it's generally not worth adjusting your movement to avoid it. For the first few ticks of it being there, it's only going to do zeros. So you can just run right through it, and if you bring more food than you need, you can kind of just use your food to pay for being lazy. Experience rates here around 15,000 mining, 1,000 rune crafting, and 2,500 smithing. But you can do things like this. See, I'm trying to work down my stack of rocks, and I can mine at the same time in between throwing. It's an easy way to generate points and XP. For deciding how many rocks to save for the blue circles, I normally do 5 for 4-mans, 7 for 3, 10 plus for duos, and don't solo this boss, just like take a break. When you've thrown your last rock that's going to break your shield, or just your last rock in general, it's good to stand right beside mining range of the boss, so you can perhaps get in there a tick early. When the boss dies, most players tend to run to the northeast corner, but I think it's better if you stay middle and just react to where the next red rock spawns. And there it is, Zalcano. Here I have a handful of clips from my loot from 500. Personally, I first came to this boss because I needed a crystal pickaxe, so I needed shards. But then I quickly realized I got a 270 million experience and 1 pet. So if I could get this on my way to 99 mining, that would have been fantastic. You may see myself say I'm doing loot from 1000. Fortunately, it didn't go that far. Perhaps later on in the video, you'll see what happened. Supplies that I started with, 4.6 million worth. A full crystal pickaxe, and 257 shards. I made placeholders of all the potential drops. For some reason I thought this boss was 20-30 kills an hour, and was sadly mistaken. It's more like around 10 to 15. Here's the first kill, lore runes and crystal shards. It's pretty easy to die at this boss. She can either like pull you into red circles, or I mean this could happen. But it's always good to go back and see that ridiculous pile of loot on the floor. Here is loot from the first day. Got about 44 kills today, about 60 kills every day. Took a while to complete this, but not bad, 6 mil. The average kill is pretty crazy. You normally get around 150 to 300k. with the odd kill being 400 plus, and each one of the crystal shards is around 6000 GP if you make ranging pots or the crystal chests. But if you are able to get 97 herblore and make divine super combats, they'll be worth 17,500 GP each, which is crazy. It's like another mil an hour on top. If you disconnect here, you're pretty dead. Those falling rocks come out every 5 to 10 seconds. Pretty much a guaranteed death. All my kills were done on Australian worlds, and it seemed like every person in here spoke Spanish and was from Venezuela. Some of them had some pretty interesting playstyles, like this one here. I would like to think this guy is not botting, and it turns out his name is Dave, so I don't think he is. Trips here lasted about an hour to an hour and a half, and you left with normally 3 mil each. 281 kills in, first unique. Was getting pretty dry at this point. But thank God I got something before the 1200 kills I was going for. The whole time I was working on this, I had my ult on the side, working on Kuramaja Elite Diary, faster Duradel teleports, and noted steel bars from Dragons there. I eventually did get that diary finished, as well as half of the Desert Diary, so I could farm KQ for the pet. Another insane inventory. 41 shards works out to be another 700k on top of the 3.6 mil. Second unique of the video coming in at 576 KC. Pretty happy with this one. I think I went under drop rate on both these uniques so far. I was extremely happy with this. Post maxing, I'm going for pets and collection log, so knocking out 2 uniques under at half the drop rate, man, so happy. Price check this inventory, 6.4 and 35 more shards. Absolutely insane hour. Zalcano collection log looking pretty promising here at 582 KC. The Onyx, I believe, is shared between Zora and Zalcano, so I don't need to worry about that. Here is a clip from my stream.
I haven't done the numbers on this. What? 340, 370 plus 2 shards. So another. I got the pet!
Originally, I was reacting to just getting Runite bars.
Okay. You alright?
And then realized that guy was not the only person with a pet in the room. Pretty happy with that. About half of the kills were streamed to my channel HeyIt's_Max, to about 5 humble viewers. Some people in here had ludicrous cases. Like a lot of them looked like they had accounts that were fresh into Perfidas, they only spoke Spanish, and all they did was kill thousands upon thousands of Zalcanos. For my final kill, I decided to do something just a little special. I ended up soloing this kill. It took a long time. Like a duo can take even as low as 6 minutes, but a solo, this took me like 20 minutes. Clips from here will be playing at double speed. And there she goes. Finally finished 500 kill loot tab, 700 kills total. Even managed to finish the collection log with the 3 uniques. Price check coming out to 91.2 mil. Insane money. Over these 500 kills, I managed to snag 343 MVPs, about 70% MVP rate, partially due to paying attention, partially due to mining level. Ended up selling the Crystal Tool Seed for 1.8 mil, a lot less than I brought this pickaxe for 2 weeks ago. Supplies only cost 600k, meaning 500 Zalcanos netted 89.5 mil, about 180k each kill. But that's not including the shards. I ended up using 210 shards through fighting Zalcano, around 3.7 mil, but a net gain of 887 shards. And if you were to make divine super combats with those, that's 15.5 mil right there. And this all took around 45 hours. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please like, comment, subscribe so more people can see it, and I'll see you next time.